Amara Okafor had always believed that life would meet her halfway, if only she worked hard enough. The day she stepped into Cranfield University, Lagos, she carried more than just a small suitcase. She carried hope, fear, and a silent promise to herself that she would not return home the same girl. The campus was everything she had imagined and more: wide roads lined with palm trees, laughter echoing from every corner, and students who looked like they belonged to a different world. A world of confidence, money, and ease. Amara did not belong there, at least. That's what she told herself. "Hi, you look lost." Amara turned to see a beautiful and elegant girl smiling at her. Lara Daniels. Bold, beautiful, effortless. That was how it started. Lara became her first friend, the one who showed her around, introduced her to people, and made her feel seen. For the first time since arriving, Amara felt like maybe, just maybe, she could fit in. But life has a way of writing stories we do not expect. It happened on a quiet afternoon at the campus restaurant. Amara had been rushing, her books clutched tightly against her chest, when she collided into someone. Her books fell, so did time. "I'm sorry," a calm voice said. She looked up. Ji-hoon. There was something about him, something gentle, almost distant, yet deeply present. As he helped her gather her books, their hands brushed, and for a brief moment the world went still. That moment should have meant nothing, but it meant everything. From then on their path kept crossing. In the library, at the restaurant, on quiet walkways where words were few, but understanding was plenty. Ji-hoon did not try to impress her. He simply saw her. And for Amara, that was new. But not everyone saw things the same way. Tobi Adebayo noticed her too, but not in the way people expected. It started on an ordinary afternoon during a freshman seminar. The lecturer had asked a question, something complex that most students avoided. The room was quiet. No one wanted to look unprepared. Then Amara spoke, not loudly, not to impress anyone, just calmly, confidently, as if she understood the weight of her own words. Toby, seated at the back with his usual circle, wasn't even paying attention at first, until the room went still. He looked up. And there she was, this quiet girl no one had noticed, speaking with a clarity that didn't match her simple appearance. It wasn't just what she said, it was how she said it. No need for attention, no need for validation, just truth that caught him off guard. Later that day, he saw her again outside the faculty building, struggling with a stack of books and a faulty bag zip. No drama, no complaints, just quietly fixing it and moving on. Most girls he knew would have called for help. Amara didn't. That was the moment something shifted for him. She wasn't trying to be seen, and somehow that made her impossible to ignore. Where Ji-hoon was quiet, Toby was loud. Where Ji-hoon was subtle, Toby was bold. He was everything the campus admired: rich, confident, admired by all. And when Toby wanted something, he went for it. Soon, Amara found herself caught between two worlds. One filled with grand gestures, attention, and excitement. The other filled with silence, depth, and something she could not quite explain, but felt deeply. Then came the rain. It was unexpected, heavy, and sudden. Students ran for cover, laughter mixing with the sound of falling water. Amara stood frozen, unsure where to go, until Ji-hoon appeared beside her, holding an umbrella. "Come," he said softly. They walked together, close enough to feel each other's presence, yet saying nothing at all. In that silence, something shifted, something real. For the first time, Amara felt safe, and that scared her. But not long after, everything changed. It happened in front of everyone. Toby, standing confidently, called her name. The crowd gathered, phones came out, smiles widened. "Amara, be my girlfriend." The world watched. Her heart raced, and somewhere in that crowd, Ji-hoon stood, watching quietly. Amara hesitated. But the pressure, the noise, the expectation, it all became too much. "Yes," she said, and just like that, everything began to change. At first, it felt like a dream. Toby didn't hold back expensive gifts, surprise lunches, loud declarations of love that made everyone stare in admiration. Suddenly, Amara wasn't invisible anymore. She was the girl everyone talked about. But attention came with a cost. "Why were you with him again?" Toby asked one evening, his tone light, but his eyes shut. Jihoon, we were just studying, Toby smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. I don't like it. It was the first crack. Meanwhile, Jihoon grew distant. The quiet moments they once shared disappeared, replaced with polite nods and avoided eye contact. It hurt more than words ever could. Amara tried to ignore it, tried to convince herself she had made the right choice. But deep down, something felt off. Lara watched it all like a silent director behind the scenes. Be careful, she whispered to Tobai one afternoon. Girls like Amara, they don't stay loyal when better options come. The seed was planted. The next day she ran into Amara as if nothing had happened. You do know Jihoon is leaving soon, right? She said lightly. He didn't tell you. That's odd. Amara's certainty wavered, replaced by confusion. And Lara wasn't finished. That evening, Amara sat alone, her thoughts restless. Lara's words kept echoing in her mind. Then her phone buzzed. A message, unknown number. She hesitated, then opened it. Screenshots, Jihoon's name, conversations that didn't feel right, words that looked real but carried something off. More messages followed, fragments of chats, cropped images, half-finished sentences that painted a different story. Her chest tightened. It didn't make sense, but it looked convincing. Fake messages, misleading screenshots, half-truths, carefully arranged to resemble betrayal. Amara stared at her screen, her thoughts spiraling. Was this why he hadn't told her he was leaving? Was everything she believed a lie one night? She saw Jihoon laughing with another girl outside the cafe. It was innocent, but in her already broken state, it felt like confirmation. Something inside her snapped. You think I'm stupid? She confronted him, her voice trembling with anger and hurt. Jihoon frowned, confused. Amara, what are you talking about? All this time, was I just someone to pass time with before you leave? The words hit harder than she intended. Jihoon went still. I would never do that to you. Then why does it feel like you already have? Silence followed. And just like that, something beautiful collapsed. From there. Everything spiraled. Toby's affection turned into control. He chose her friends, questioned her movements, expected her to fit into his world completely. You're mine, Amara, he said one evening, gripping her hand just a little too tightly. Act like it. That was when she knew this wasn't love, it was possession. And the more she tried to breathe, the tighter everything became, until the truth finally broke through. It happened 2 days after Amara's fight with Jihoon. She went to see Lara, but stopped when she heard voices inside. Lara and Tobai. She believed everything, Lara said. Amara froze. The messages were edited, Lara continued, and I only made it seem like Jihoon was leaving soon. At that moment, everything made sense, the lies, the distance, the mistake she made. She had pushed Jihoon away for nothing. Amara turned to Tobai. Did you know? She asked. I didn't want to lose you, he replied. That's not love, she said. That's control. Then she faced Lara. No excuses, no denial, just jealousy. Amara didn't argue. She simply left for good. That evening she went to the campus restaurant. Jihoon wasn't there, but the truth was, the girl she saw him with the last time was a friend from his department, and she confirmed he was leaving. Worse still, he had stopped coming around, not because he moved on, but because he was hurt. By the time she found out he was leaving the next day, panic set in. The next morning, she ran through crowded streets, through blaring horns and rushing people, through fear, regret, and desperation straight to the airport. At the airport, time felt cruel. Then she saw him, standing at the departure gate. Jihoon. He turned, and in that moment everything they had lost stood between them. I was wrong, she said, breathless. I let fear and lies decide for me. But it has always been you. He looked at her, searching her face for the truth he once knew. Then slowly he smiled and they hugged each other, not because everything was perfect, but because it was real, and sometimes real is enough. Months later, under the golden light of graduation day, Amara stood taller, stronger, wiser, and beside her Ji-hoon, no longer distant, no longer uncertain, just there as they walked forward hand in hand, the past behind them and the future ahead. One thing became clear. Some hearts may break, Some truths may hurt, but when love is real, it always finds its way home.